Hey guys, back again with a very special video for me. I was out photographing the Scotland versus Fiji Autumn Nation Series rugby game last year. I just sat in the video and I was like, I need to make something with it. So here we are. This was unreal for me to be able to photograph my home country's international rugby game. Absolutely wild being there, absolutely wild. So arrived early as possible just to get kind of empty stadium shots and just to kind of see the layout and see what was happening. My job was really just to photograph all the kind of behind the scenes stuff. Obviously there was professionals there to photograph the game, so I was there trying to photograph everything else. So you've seen a few photos now. Right about here was when the players were arriving. Man, it filled up fast, so I didn't get the best space, but I did kind of like how everyone was on these stairs. It's just, I don't know the shape of it, the architecture of it was really nice. A lot of like fathers and sons and their kids and that just made for great photos. Everyone was having a lovely time, but obviously I couldn't get a good enough angle of the players arriving. When I was up here, I seen this shot. I was actually really quite happy with this one. Yeah, nothing else to say, I was happy with it. I loved the fact that I had this height and I could get all these different perspectives and get stuff like this one here with this, I believe it was a woman, yep, just chilling with her Scotland hat. Here we are, pitch side. I had access to here and man, I felt important. So I was just photographing kind of more people arriving. I just didn't want to be rusty, as it were. Right about here, we've seen someone just chilling in the seats. Thought that would be nice, and I really quite like this photo. I like the fact there's like someone in a high-vis jacket in each corner and the father and son just chilling right in the middle. Coming along here, what was good about all these tunnels is you did have this kind of like directional light, which was just good for opportunities like this person up here who was just chilling on their phone. So I thought I'd just get a wee snap of them because they ain't paying attention to me, but it looked great. Next up, obviously just keeping an eye on the time for something, and because there were so many folk all like kitted out, I thought, hey, let's get some of this flags. Yeah, nothing amazing, but I really just wanted to document the full day. So I decided to try and get like a full stadium shot, and you better believe whoever sits in these WW seats, oh, they gotta be fit, because that is a lot of steps, but man, what a view. Now, I really wish I did kind of pop back up here when the stadium was full, but I had to get a wee panorama. Look at that. Like I say, it looks great. I did get as centre as possible, but I do wish I came back when the stadium was full. As a lot of the fans were flooding in now, I decided to drop the shutter to try and get like a lot of chaotic movement. I had this railing so it would help me steady the camera up. Then look at that. I quite like it because it was just a mess of people. There was nothing that really stood out, so let's just embrace the mess of it all. So I was coming down here, I noticed again someone with a Scottish flag on their back, so I tried to get something with a bit more anonymity, and I really quite like that one, especially the double yellow lines are leading lines into our subject. So the players have arrived onto the pitch and there is, the stadium's now just full. The atmosphere was unreal. Look at all those other photographers and their big ass lenses, and I'm here with what I thought was a good lens, but in comparison tiny. So I'm there trying to get a lot of the fans, the ones that stand out to me, and just really capturing the atmosphere more than the game itself. And it was quite difficult to photograph people trying to do it candidly, because as soon as people see you, man, they love the camera. So up the top there, you can see a tiny little dot. The piper was doing the Scottish national anthem, and it was unreal. Unfortunately, I can't really play the audio that much because it is copyrighted. But there we go. There we go. Anthem over. Everyone clapping, cheers, and having a great time. And everyone was just kitted out in Scotland flags. So it was just great opportunities all around. And there's the photographers coming to now do their jobs. Hey, come on, guys. Yeah, right. I'm going to stop this video here just for 1 second. Right, something I learned the hard way. All these people have little chairs, like little fisherman seats. Man, that's a good idea. Thankfully, it meant that I did have to move about a lot more. But see, when you're just kind of sitting there waiting, oh my goodness, it is sore in the knees. Anyway, let's continue. So although my job there was trying to get the atmosphere, I was obviously going to sneak in a bunch of photos as much as possible of the players just for me and see what I could get. So yeah, I just spent this little bit of time here just photographing all the players kind of standing, being stoic and all that. But I was kind of annoyed by all the advertising signs behind them. It really stands out and distracts it from what it is. But here we go, the game kicked off, and yeah, I like that shot a lot. I really like this photo here as well. It was a lovely little moment. Very brave bringing an infant, because it was loud as hell, but good on them for getting out. There we go, immediately Scotland with the first try early on in the game, and the fans were having a great time. So of course I was photographing them over the try, because that's what all those other photographers are doing. But you better believe I was going to try and get more photos of the players. I'm not going to lie, I'm not feeling that well today, and I feel like I'm losing my mind. I decided to move about and try different angles. I wish I did it a bit more throughout the day, but I was thinking, I was just a bit nervous. But I really like these kind of shots. Like, no other photographer is going to be getting these photos. It's all in hindsight, innit? Like, I wish I didn't just stay at pitch side, but that's where all the action was. That was where the easiest parts were. So once again, back to the fans and just photographing anyone I could see. There's another wee baba, but this time with the biggest ear defenders ever. I think 90% of my photos were of fans having a good time and like trying to get their photos taken, which that is what the that was the brief that was given to me, and I'm sure those people hopefully got used to those photos. Who knows? So as the game progressed, I realised I need to do something different from all these other photographers. So this is where I tried to do some panning shots. I dropped the shutter to get a lot more movement action. Now, let me tell you something. This was so fudging difficult. These players move so fast in every direction, but I was really happy with these two photos. Really happy with them, because it's so hard to track them, so hard to keep track where the ball's going, and then get a good panning shot because the speed keeps changing from like slow to bursts of energy. But yeah, I was very happy with those photos. So from that play we did get a try, and I really kind of like this layout here where the Fiji players were standing just watching, and once that player moved out of the way, I kind of like this like framing they did. So it was now half time, and a lot of people were kind of dispersing about and just kind of checking their phones now, just not being as aware. So I got this wee photo here that I quite like. The guy's got the flag out and he's just kind of looking about, and I really like the kind of like calmness of it compared to the rest of the day. The game had just started again, and I think I changed sides. That's what I was doing. I can't really remember, I think I did, because Scotland were on the attack again. I had a really slow shutter, which was a total mess, but I really like this picture. I think it works well because of the white strips from the Fiji players that really has a blur on the kind of darker background. I absolutely love it. It's a total mess, but if you look at it over and over, I love it. I was very happy with it. Went back to kind of normal shutter speeds, nothing too special, just wanted to get another photo of the players, and I kind of liked having that breathing room above them, so it wasn't just the players, you could see the size of the stadium and the fans sitting behind them. Right, and again there is some action happening, and I just take photos. That's it. Stuff happens and I'm on the slow shutter and just trying my best. You look, I'm just photographing so much, and it is so difficult to keep track where the ball is, who's got the ball, the running. Oh my goodness, from this point of view, from that kind of pitch side, it is so difficult to keep track, especially when it's your first game photographing. I'm really happy with considering this is just like one play, how many photos I got from it and just the chaos of it. And I'm so glad that Scotland were playing really well, so a lot of the stuff revolves around Scotland scoring and getting points. Obviously I'm going to be biased. I got this great photo, everyone just kind of mulling about. I'm sure these other photographers got better ones, but hey, I have a smaller lens than they do, so I'll do what I can. You can what I mean? I was trying to get that shot so much, like from the throw-ins. I quite like it. It was okay. And again, would you believe it? Chaos. Beautiful photo. I love it. So I'm just going to kind of chat as these final photos go through, because you kind of get the gist. I'm doing a lot of panning shots. I'm trying to catch it. You can see how difficult it is to keep up with it. If you were ever doing any form of photographer that it takes a lot of shots just to get a few good ones. So I wouldn't spend a full day, if you're like the only photographer there, wouldn't spend the full time doing it, because that is far too risky. I only did it because it wasn't, you know, the pressure wasn't on me to get the shots for the game. Also, move about a lot more. Pitch side is easy peasy. Get it from the stands, get it from different points of view, and I really wish I did, but I was just like so set in getting these panning shots, so I couldn't really tell how many of them were working. I think the problem is as well is you really rely on what's happening on during the game to photograph something interesting, and I would hate to be like going up to the stands and missed a try. I think that was my fear. The time it takes me to go somewhere, would I have missed something important? Also, as you see, the GoPro died. Just the classic Ezra McYoung YouTube video where the GoPro doesn't last as long as I'm shooting. So anyway, here's kind of like a few of the final photos I took just as the game finished there. We did win overall. Great support, great crowd, great game. Honestly, it was unbelievable. I just loved it so much. You know what, a wee funny story for you. I actually then enjoyed this so much that I reached out to every team in the Scottish Football League, the PFL, offered my services to do stuff for them because I really enjoyed it. I wanted to do more of it. I didn't reach out to Aberdeen or Ross County because they're so far away. I also reached out to my local club, Dunfermline, who were League One at the time. I got ghosted by everyone apart from, I think, St Johnstone, who said no. Just because I did this, don't think, oh yeah, he's successful. Like, I got ghosted by every football team in the league apart from 2. So yeah, thanks for watching. I am feeling unwell, but hopefully next time I'll be feeling a lot better. I have a few other videos in the backlog to get done first, so just let me know, would you want to see another Scotland rugby game, or would you want to see street photography in Malta? I will be doing both, but I'm just curious to what one you want to see next. And as always, the presets I used for these photos are in the link in the description, and they are free because hot photographers don't gatekeep, you know? Peace!